We all are born with talents. And where we're strong, others are weak. Where we're weak, others are strong. Some got it, some don't. Peace. It's Travis Sotawell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Everyone has value as a human. Not every human is useful for every situation. People need to have a capacity to learn, a capacity to do the task, whether physically or mentally. You have to have a capacity to do the thing. People need a willingness. At the end of the day, things got to get done. You're either going to do it or not. Have a willingness to do the thing. Knowledge. Got to know what you're doing. Got to be aware. Got to know yourself. Got to know what it is we're going to endeavor in. You got to have reasoning. You got to be reasonable. Thinking things out. Acting things out. And this is beginning to understand others. And that a lot of times people they're missing one of these. Why do people do this? Why do people do that? We can get into the deep reasons. However, it lies within this. A lot of people just don't want to do it. I've had someone I coached just say, we had good conversations and laid out the framework for her and helped her develop her business. And she said, I'm lazy. It's like, okay. Now that's something that person has to overcome. We can overcome laziness. It's never been one of my primary obstacles, challenges. However, the idea is if we have all four of these areas, a capacity, willingness, and knowledge and reasoning, it's if you have knowledge and a capacity, wouldn't it be reasonable to take one step? Right? Overcome the laziness one step at a time. And how much easier something is when we have a knowledge and a capacity. It's in our ballpark. It's within our skill set. And again, if we're reasonable, a lot of times those things go hand in hand. Don't have the willingness and you're unreasonable. This is where people can get into explanations, reasoning such as, I have to do it this way. This is the way it has to be done. There are very few things in life that have to be done a certain type of way. Even if sometimes the wrong way, that's still a different way to do something, right? So sometimes people can be so ingrained, so deep into their own way of doing something, they don't even want to admit there's a wrong way to do it. That's one-sided, as we say in psychological type. Sometimes we just need to admit there are always two ways to do something. That gets into that good old ego. That gets into holding too tightly to one's own experience, holding too tightly to one's own reasoning, intelligence, knowledge, and that being tied into their identity. That somehow admitting something just takes away from who they are. As I said, this isn't open behavior. This isn't behavior of a good student. This isn't behavior of someone that's growing and developing. And really, this whole demonstration came out of people that just don't have the capacity. And that there are a lot of people that just don't have the capacity. Sometimes it's because they don't have the willingness and they're being unreasonable. Don't get any knowledge. So yeah, you're not going to have the capacity to do anything. And then there are people that just don't have the capacity. I have the capacity for this. I have a capacity for talking in a microphone. I have a capacity to put myself out there. I have a capacity for developing knowledge, bringing it together, putting it out there to others, taking an idea, talking about how we can use that idea. I have that capacity. I don't have a great capacity for crowds and herding people together, harmonizing a group. I don't have a lot of capacity for that. I don't have a lot of capacity for tending to other people's needs. Not that I don't like people, not that I'm not looking to tend to their needs, but especially when it's attending to someone's needs emotionally, what they need to feel good. I'm attending to people's needs right now by helping you get to where you want to be. Point being, I have certain capacities. And there's a whole lot of people that just don't have an intellectual acumen, even to level themselves up. No, they can't see enough. They can't get enough knowledge. They can't be open enough to take the steps to begin their own personal growth and development, their own steps to get into where they want to be. There's a big percentage of the population. Why are we saying this? The name of this podcast is Understanding Others. Understanding others so you don't drive yourself crazy. If you're listening to this podcast, I assume you're first looking to lead yourself and step into that leadership role within your family, within your group, your little crew, your big crew, whatever it is, your community. Obviously, we talking about organization, whether profit or nonprofit. You're looking to be that leader. That's why I believe you're listening to this podcast. Looking to develop self-mastery. And if you're going to be a leader of other people, when it all comes down to it, we're leading other people. And we need to understand other people. As we say in the 12-step sobriety prayer, it's better to understand than to be understood. I believe that's taken from somebody sometime long ago. Sure enough, people have said it over the years. I don't like attributing things to just one person. That just makes sense. That makes common sense. So this is where we do a lot of focusing on self. And I believe it always comes back to yourself, myself. However, we do need to look clearly outside of ourselves and understand other people, where they're coming from. Psychological type gives us a great blueprint for understanding others. If you want to know more about that, know more about yourself and how to understand others, check us out. PureSoundL, Go deeper with us. Of course, keep the lookout. Always on Facebook. We go live, webinars. Continue to go deeper with us, understanding yourself and understanding others so you can be that leader that you want to be. It's Travis Sotawell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.